What's up guys, Joker here. Today we are at the Asbury Park Boardwalk taking a look at the Audio-Technica ATR-2100. And you might be wondering, why am I in public? Well, I actually picked up this microphone for Land Syndicate, which I'm going to be attending in mid-April out in Seattle. So that's why I needed to pick up a dynamic microphone, which is a little bit better for live scenarios. So I wanted to take it out into the public and test it. I figured what better place in the Asbury Park Boardwalk? We got the waves crashing. There's a lot of noise going around. So it should be a pretty good testing environment for the microphone. Now, dynamic microphones, you're usually going to find them in a lot of live situations. You're going to see a lot of singers using microphones like this, news reporters, and dynamic microphones are actually also used quite a lot in music production for kick drums because they're really loud. Now, you might think that something like that is probably not going to be best suited for vocal work, but when your goal is really to eliminate background noise, that's really where a dynamic microphone starts to shine. So that's why I picked it up for live production when I am out in Seattle, and we're also going to try it out on Tech Gaming Weekly as well. So like I said, regular list price on this is actually $60, but if you look around, you could pretty much find them for $50 most places. That's what I paid for it on Amazon, and it's a really good deal at that price because not only does it have XLR, it actually also has USB as well, which is pretty much unheard of. I don't think I've seen another microphone that offers XLR as well as USB at the same time. It's pretty unheard of, and this doesn't even require 48 volts of phantom power, which a lot of microphones like this do. And right now I'm running it to my Zoom H4n, which I have in my pocket, and it's a really good mobile solution, at least for what I can tell so far, and I'm going to try it out in the studio as well. And in the box, you do get an XLR cable. You also get that USB cable. Now, on the bottom of the unit, you can actually adjust your volume as well, but it's worth noting you do have to be connected into Windows over the USB if you actually want to control the mic volume with the physical switch. If you're using XLR, though, you're going to be likely connected to an interface anyway, so that's not going to be an issue, as any interface should have gain and volume controls. Now, the reason I really like this, having the USB and the XLR, is it gives you a lot of options in the future, because a lot of people, when they're first starting out, when they are trying to save money and picking up an audio solution like this, they probably are going to be running over USB, but later on down the road, they might want to pick up an XLR solution. But now that they're going to be on the one microphone, they can just go ahead and pick up the audio interface unit later on, hook right into that, and then you're off and running, and you got a lot more hardware control right as your audio is actually going into the PC, so you don't have to mess around and doing a lot of that stuff in post-production, which is never as good as actually doing it at the source when it's recorded into your PC or your audio device. All right, so I'm going to go head back to the studio now and do some in-home recordings for you guys so you can guys get a sound comparison with this versus my Audio-Technica AT-2035, and then we'll wrap things up with a conclusion. All right, so back now in the home studio, I wanted to give you guys a couple of audio comparisons. So I'm actually recording right now simultaneously between the ATR-2100 and the ATR-2035, and I'm going to switch back and forth on these and show you on screen with an indicator right here to let you know which one you are currently listening to. And for that purpose, I'm also going to go over something that I forgot to mention when I was out on the beach, is that this also does come with a nice stand. It has a nice stand that you can go ahead and clip the microphone into, so you don't have to worry about getting something additional to just go ahead and mount it onto your desk. But if you want to get something like a scissor arm like the one I have right here from my AT-2035, then you could definitely mount something like that too, because it uses a standard thread mount on the bottom for microphones. And then one last final comparison, we are going to actually test XLR versus USB since the microphone uses both. Let's go ahead and see which one of those sounds clearer. Hey, what's up guys, Joker here. I am currently talking to you on the Audio-Technica ATR-2100 over USB. Hey, what's up guys, Joker here, and I am currently talking to you on the Audio-Technica ATR-2100 using XLR. Now that last test there was completely, unedited. I didn't put any compression or normalization or EQ or anything on that whatsoever. And personally, to me, I thought the XLR version sounded better, but maybe that's placebo or subjectivity. You guys can let me know down in the comments below what you think sounds better. I have no doubts in my mind that the ATR-2035 probably does sound better, but the ATR-2100 it's less than half the price. You don't need to get a 48 volt phantom power interface just to get it up and running, because you can just go ahead and plug it in over USB, which is really one of the big selling points of a microphone like this, being that it is an affordable option. So everything in here really goes towards that, and necessitating features for someone that might be looking to actually save money on a microphone that doesn't want to go out and spend another $100, $200 interface on top of it. So really impressed overall with the ATR-2100, and you can even do audio monitoring on this as well. There's a headphone jack on the bottom, but you do have to be plugged in over USB, just like with the microphone adjustments, to use that. So it's not something I'm going to be utilizing very often, as I'm usually plugged into an interface which has monitoring built in. But if you're just going over USB to your PC, then you've got audio monitoring here too. So you've got everything you would need in an audio interface, but it's right in the microphone level, and you just got to plug a USB into your PC with that option to upgrade later to a hardware interface. I think I've probably said that 4 or 5 times now, but I just can't iterate it enough. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I will leave a link down below to where you could pick up the Audio-Technica ATR-2100 over on Amazon for around 50-60 bucks. Really one of the best microphones I've seen under $100. I've used the blue Snowball before. This blows it out of the water. If you're doing live audio production, especially podcasts and Twitch streams, and if you live in a noisy environment, like a noisy house where you got people talking all the time, man, dynamic microphones are going to be great for that or live situations. And this is, just a really good one for under $100 and even under $50 in some situations. So I will catch you guys next time. Ta-ra. I didn't laugh.